Kyushu National Museum is the fourth and newest national museum in Japan. The museum's primary feature is its focus on the history of cultural interchange with Asia. We present exhibits that make learning fun. They are easier to understand than a textbook and enable visitors to enjoy the hands-on experience of culture and history. We have incorporated many interesting ideas and approaches to be a museum that excites visitors. Why is the National Museum located in Kyushu? It's because Dazaifu in Kyushu once flourished as the Western capital, serving as the gateway for interchange with countries overseas in ancient times. That's why Dazaifu was selected as the most suitable location when a plan was conceived to create a new national museum that focused on the history of Japan's interaction with Asia. At Dazaifu, the Kyushu National Museum offers activities with the aim of becoming a new center for interaction with Asia. Now we'll present a complete rundown on the enjoyment and appealing exhibits you'll find at the Kyushu National Museum. Let's look at all the floors in the museum. The first thing visitors see as they come in through the main entrance is the Aipa Square, decorated with a vibrant color scheme. The name Aipa is a contraction for the Japanese expression Aji no Harappa, or the Plain of Asia. Entry to this area of the museum is free of charge. Here you can experience for yourself the culture and history of countries throughout the world. There are many toys that Japanese will recall fondly from their youth, as well as unusual musical instruments and toys from overseas. The hiroba, or square, displays items for everyday use and craft works. The theme for the hiroba is touch, create, and play. There are many unique exhibits that enable visitors to experience life in other countries. At the gallery, you can pick up valuable cultural treasures in your hands. Museum visitors seldom have such opportunities such as this. People of all ages, from children to adults, can enjoy themselves while they learn. This is the only national museum where visitors can experience other countries in the spirit of play. Take the elevator to the third floor, to a large open space in the museum. The third floor is the area for special exhibits. We will hold rotating special exhibits of fine items in our collection from Japan and overseas. The Cultural Interchange Exhibition Gallery is on the fourth floor. The theme of this area is Ocean Ways, Asian Past. Visitors can see how Japanese culture was created in Asia. In front of the entrance is an exhibit that shows us how Dazaifu might have looked. The museum uses videos and models to recreate the history of Dazaifu. These will spur your imagination to give you a sense of how Dazaifu once flourished as the Western capital. Let's go inside with the spirit of an adventure traveling beyond time and space. The Culture Interchange Exhibition Gallery is divided into areas for each of the separate historical periods. This makes it easy to understand the history of interchange between the regions of Asia and Japan. Let's start from the center. There are entrances to each of the 5 areas. You can visit any area you like. The exhibition room is a large area with a ceiling 7 meters from the floor. The design eliminates columns and walls that block the line of sight. You can truly relax and enjoy the exhibits. We incorporate the latest spotlights available for lighting to emphasize exhibits. The display cases are made of a special glass that is exceptionally transparent with little reflection. In these exhibition rooms, you can see exhibits from both Japan and Asia. We lend audio guides at no charge to visitors from overseas. Now, let's look at the items actually on display. Let's depart on our tour of history. The theme for the Jomon period is Jomon culture, ocean bound. Take your time to look at the unique expressions of clay figures from all angles. Were the Jomon period people that creative? The theme for the transition from the Yayoi to the Kofun, or burial mound periods, is political power cultivating rice. We trace the major transformation of society that occurred when wet paddy rice cultivation came to Japan from China through the Korean peninsula. In the video room, we use the latest digital technology to present the wall paintings in the Ozuka Burial Mound, a special national historical site. Take a trip back to that era by entering this burial mound built in the mid-6th century. We'll profile the ancient times ranging from the Asuka to Heian periods when Japan sent envoys to Imperial China. During this era, Japan actively incorporated Buddhism and culture from Sui and Chang Dynasty China, the Silla Dynasty in Korea, and the Bohai Kingdom as it conducted diplomatic relations with them. In the area with the ship for envoys to China, we have used the materials and techniques of the time to recreate items that the envoys took with them and brought back on their journeys. There will be many surprises for you when you actually touch and smell the items. Our theme for Japan's medieval, Kamakura, and Muromachi periods is the merchants of Asian seas. We'll give you a view of those days when port towns were the centers of activity in Asia. The tea culture was brought to Japan from China. These tea bowls were made in China. The silver gray spots glisten on the jet black background. It reminded ancient man of the stars in the night sky. The theme of the early modern Azuchi Momoyama and Edo periods is Smaller World, Closer West. Here we profile the interchange with the world through trade and with countries to the south and the Christian missionaries. This altar is decorated with makie and mother-of-pearl inlay. Open the doors to see the sleeping Christ child and Mary gently looking over him. So, what did you think? Did you sense the vibrancy of our collection? The modern design of the Kyushu National Museum is truly impressive. The blue roof has a distinctive shape that symbolizes a large wave, and the glass walls reflect the surrounding mountains and sky. This immense space resembles an international airport. The logs used around the ceiling of the atrium were culled from Kyushu forests. Our staff of volunteer guides will show you around this large space. There are guides at the entrance and in each exhibition room. Most of these staff members are volunteers. These people enthusiastically work as volunteers because they love history and meeting many different people. Foreign language guides are also available in the museum to enable our visitors from overseas to enjoy the museum's attractions. The staff will greet you with a smile. Don't hesitate to call upon them. We also have a backyard tour in which visitors can see our storehouse and the restoration work in progress. The original goods and guidebooks are very popular items. Use the restaurant or cafe to take a break or have lunch. Take your time and relax. The Kyushu National Museum is in a Dazaifu forest surrounded by a lush natural setting. Nearby is Dazaifu Temangu, a Shinto shrine housing the divinity of scholarship, Sugawara no Michizane. The museum is connected to the shrine by the illusion of a tunnel created by interior illumination. Visitors enjoy walking along the route between the museum and the shrine. Kyushu, the location of the Kyushu National Museum, contains Fukuoka, Nagasaki, Saga, Kumamoto, Oita, Miyazaki, Kagoshima. The Kyushu National Museum is located in the middle of Kyushu, which has a wealth of tourist locations. The Kyushu National Museum is in Dazaifu, Fukuoka Prefecture. Select the means of transportation most convenient for you. Visitors coming by airplane should use the Fukuoka Airport. The museum is about 30 minutes from the airport by taxi. Visitors coming by Shinkansen should change at the JR Hakata station and get off at Futsukaichi. From there, it's a 15-minute taxi ride. Visitors from Fukuoka City should board the Nishitezu train at Fukuoka Tenjin Station, change for the Omute line at Futsukaichi, and get off at Dazaifu Station. It's just a 10-minute walk through the front of the shrine. For those visiting by car, it's 20 minutes from the Dazaifu Interchange on the Kyushu Expressway. Visitors from overseas should use the Fukuoka International Airport. Visitors from South Korea can use one of the high-speed jet foils on the daily service between Busan and Hakata. The Kyushu National Museum is starting to be known as a crossroads for interaction where people from Japan and Asia come together. Don't miss the opportunity to visit this new type of museum where you can see, touch, and experience the exhibits for yourself. We await your visit.